Here's the resting area of G.G. Allen right here. This was where his headstone stood until some jackass knocked it off the platform here, and then the Catholic priest decided to hold it hostage in the basement of the church for, seemed like 2 or 3 years.
I want to forget about that stone. I haven't been to the cemetery for 2 years because it hurts to go down there without that stone there. I've been going there since I was 17 years old to see my father with that stone there. And now that that stone isn't there, it hurts when I go down. It hurts because of all this foolishness with G.G. Allen and Merle. All the stupidness is the reason that stone is not there.
Go to see G.G. Allen's grave.
And where is it?
We think we found it. It's up by, we gotta go park on the road over there and walk down to it.
Okay, and why do you come?
Well, we're climbing Mount Washington, but, you know, if you're in the area, you gotta stop here.
All right. We're gonna go check it out.
Because everybody knows that I'm a scumbag. I like sluts and whores and I don't care. You can say just what you want to say about me, but if I hear you, I might just go knock you off your chair.
People have been coming here for the last 20 years to pay their respects.
They won't come see me in this day.
Some of them are respectful, and some of them are just assholes, and they fuck everything up in the cemetery. But, you know, sometimes it's due to the fact that the fucking fans are just a little over the top at points.
Woo! Everybody knew where the stone was. They were coming from Canada. You don't want people to come from Canada and piss on shit all over your grave. I told the police I'd go down there and shoot them right in the ass if I was going to take my gun and go down and shoot them. And they said, well, you can't do that. I said, well, you watch me.
You want me to go piss on your fucking mother's grave, asshole?
He is.
I don't give a fuck what you did. Get the fuck over there and help him, asshole.
Spitting on it.
I told you. I saw you spitting on it. Not another fucking word out of you.
I hated G.G. Allen. I loved Kevin, but I hated G.G. Allen. And there is a Kevin and there is a G.G. He wasted his talent. He killed himself. What mother wants that?
To my underworld, I'll lead you to romantic thoughts as I strip you to the fall.
There was nobody closer to me than Gigi, and pretty much vice versa most of our life. I admired him for his music and his talent and his intelligence and all that, but I mean, first and foremost, he was just the best brother you could ever want.
Now you met the sick man. How did I make it feel? I'm a snake cold and hard. I reveal nothing to you. You only see what I want you to see. My attack will leave no clue. You'll never know what I'm thinking.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, you are so sweet. Oh my God.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
Merry
so much.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You're a good neighbor.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you.
enjoy.
Thank you.
We fill our days with reasons to stay.
Everybody loves Gigi, so I keep his legacy going by pimping his shit. It definitely helps me to be able to survive, and so while I'm spreading the word, I'm surviving as well and being able to live the kind of life that I want to live. All right, we have a customer from Canada here that wants to know if I can ship something to Canada. Son, I can ship something up the fucking crack of your ass if you want me to.
These are some of the pictures that I paint. This is just an original. I painted that. I saw a picture and I painted it. I don't pretend to be an artist. I just paint for the fun of it. I have a good time. Merle wanted me to do pictures of gravestones and things like that. And I don't think that anybody would buy them for the picture. They'd buy them because I'm Gigi Allen's mother, and I need to try to forget Kevin Allen. I don't need to be reminded every day that he's dead. It's hurtful. It hurts my heart. And I have enough heart problems so that I don't need to think about that all the time.
So here we are. We've entered the music room. This is the room where I keep all the Gigi CDs, the DVDs, the video, the records, the patches, the stickers, things like that. A lot of Gigi Allen merchandise, bumper stickers, stuff like that.
Kevin is still alive to him. It's almost like not wanting to admit your brother's dead. And if you stopped selling his things and stopped talking about him, he would be gone.
Gigi and I were like real close from the time we were born.
We lived in a log cabin. It was all alone up in the woods without any phone or any way to get anywhere.
Don't ever remember having people over to our house. There's no room for company.
We were very poor. Very, very poor because their father didn't work and he always had to have a new truck. So we didn't have a lot of money for anything else.
Me and my brother entertained ourselves the best way we could. Well, this is my secret Gigi Allen room. This is where I keep my brother's memory alive with pictures and photo albums full of scrapbook memorabilia and stuff like that. Some of his prison artwork. This room is pretty much off limits to everybody. This is my secret escape room for just me and my brother. Well, hello, sir. How are you? You too. Come right on in. Follow me. I think it's in here. This is the shirt that Gigi wore. It's got a little bit of a hole in the back of it, but that's Gigi's shirt.
Wow, man, I'm touching history right here.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's
it.
pretty insane.
And
I'm so interested in that.
like I said, they're, you know, expensive, you know.
Yeah.
The first 10 years of my life, I grew up in the woods in New Hampshire with no running water, no heat, no electricity, and my father was a very violent man. But see, that made me sort of a warrior soul at an early age.
When things started to be scary, I left for the children. I never saw him after that. I never talked to him after that. Except when Kevin died. He was the first person I called. But he never showed up.
When my mother finally broke away from my father and we ended up moving to Lancaster and moving in with her mother, you know, we were like, wow, you know, freedom and excitement and new adventures and socializing with people. It was like we'd been in prison since we were born.
Watch me, girls.
I had 3 jobs, and the boys were alone a lot, so they didn't have my supervision like they should have had because I had to work to support them. But I just gave them freedom to be themselves. Once they got out on their own, they really used that freedom.
So what we would do is we would just steal or break into houses or sell drugs or whatever we could do to make any kind of money at all.
We used to hitchhike to concerts all the time. We saw Aerosmith before they were huge, you know, and Alice Cooper in '72.
But they were good kids. They did mischievous things. I mean, they were not like your normal children.
We were totally all about rock and roll. We lived it 24/7 every day. Lance. Yeah, it's Merle Allen from the Murder Junkies. I'm calling in regards to the show in Detroit. I just want to make sure that we're able to keep the ticket price, you know, around $10 or so, you know, so we're not overcharging people. All right, my friend. Thanks. Bye. Refrigerator magnet. I was at the record store and some fan gave me this little piece of paper. It says, top 5 rock and roll stashes. Top 5 rock and roll stashes. Let's see what we got going on here. Frank Zappa, number 5. Frank Beard from ZZ Top, number 4. Freddie Mercury? That's fucking funny. That is fucking great. For those who don't know, Merle is the bassist in controversial U.S. punk band The Murder Junkies and brother of the late infamous Gigi Allen. If I'm going to be number 2, I don't mind losing the number 1 spot to Lemmy. That's fucking cool as fuck, right? One of our first bands was a band called Malpractice. Gigi played drums, and I played the bass.
I would run the light show and do the sound. I mean, we like a family.
This was the kind of band we didn't really care what people thought about us. I mean, me especially, because I was never the popular kid. I was always the outcast. So.
Kevin had to imitate everything Merle did. And it was kind of like everything Kevin did, Merle had to do too. They were very competitive.
I started a band called Thrills. We were very popular in Riding High, opening for all kinds of cool bands like the Ramones, U2. We had opened for the Cars. We were a headlining band.
Even when they got older, Merle and Kevin tried to outdo each other with bands.
Just so bored of the human race. I'm so bored with life, it don't matter what I say.
Jabbers were actually the first punk rock band in Hampshire. We just wanted to play every club in town that we hated, to go in and knock tables over, get into as many fights as we could, do the most obnoxious things we could and get thrown out. We didn't care because we hated the town.
Kevin could have chosen to be a good musician instead of kill himself. He had his choice, but he had to be the front runner. Why couldn't I have had normal children? I mean, I'm a fairly normal person. I may be a little kooky or different than some people, but I'm normal. And I had these two kids. What happened?
The generation that we were, from, I mean, that kind of was the normal. Abnormal was normal.
Jeepers, lordy lord. How many times have I had the cops call me and tell me to come home, that the neighbors are complaining? I mean, it was not a normal life. And now I think, oh my God, did we create monsters? I mean, should I have been that kind of a mother that encouraged? But they loved what they did, We tried to get them to be doctors, lawyers, whatever. And guess what? No such luck.
You can't force a kid. Just like my son has short hair and he's more into sports than into music. I bought him a guitar when he was young, but he never really, If a child really wants to do something, they will do it. They'll find a way, one way or another.
Yeah, you're a wonderful woman.
Thank you for coming.
No, thank you for
having me. It was really good to see you. It makes me feel good to have somebody say that Kevin was a good musician, not just a crazy man.
He was a good person. No, he had a good heart. Down deep inside, I know he loved you.
I mean, everybody thinks he was just a nut, but he was more than that.
He was a human being. He was a person. There's a person there.
And he was talented. He really was talented.
I'm here at the home of Gigi Allen, a famed rock star.
Not me.
Gigi, where did the name Gigi come from?
That came because I am Jesus Christ, the Son of Son, the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings, the Devil of Devils.
Stay out of here! No more troublemakers around here.
Well, you ain't heard the last of me yet, buddy. Go on, will ya?
The 80s sucked.
Me and the boys are living for the night.
I had left Thrills. I wasn't even playing music. I was married and miserable. I was working 2 jobs to pay my bills. My life sucked. Gigi was still doing his thing.
Live fast, die fast. Don't worry about the
At that point in his career, it was just all about him.
hellbound on a course craft, living in an alley with the rest of the train.
Sometimes he would have a good band, sometimes he would have a shitty band. I was so envious of what he was doing, because he was living this life that I wanted to live, and I was living a life that I always feared to be living.
You never stop us now, where we're running the red.
This is basically a script that was given to me by a couple of filmmakers who are trying to make a low-budget horror movie based on Gigi and the grave and all that good stuff. So, Jesus Christ Allen, the Comeback Tour, C-U-M. Here comes Annie Teal. Hi, Annie Teal.
7 years ago, I saw the Murder Junkies, and as I walked out, Merle was at the merch table. There was just something there, two people with a lot in common, so there was just a connection there.
She is sort of like a Kevin to him. The two of them, that's all they need is each other. They don't seem to go out and socialize or do anything. And I think that Annie Teal and he, like I say, she kind of took over Kevin's place. Anne told Merle she would have a baby if he wanted one. I just don't think it's going to ever happen. I'd sure like another grandchild. It's so sad. I have just one grandchild, Nico, my dead son's daughter. I brought her up for the first 3 years of her life. Bought all of her diapers.
I was never close to Nico, and Gigi sure as hell wasn't. He left when she was like 3 years old. He was a rock star.
Her mother hated Kevin, and that's probably why she doesn't have anything to do with me. She's all I've got left of Kevin. You know, how nice it would be if we could have a wonderful, wonderful relationship, because she's his daughter. I don't have him anymore, but I could at least have her.
Tell me, it's like, that's like...
His mother.
No.
Neighborhood
What's your
talk.
mother like?
Yeah.
I don't talk to her.
You
It's fine.
I got 3 mothers and 3 fathers, so I don't know where the fuck I really don't care.
I didn't see Kevin for a lot of years. I know he was in Chicago. I know he was sleeping on the street. But I couldn't go look for Kevin. I just didn't have the means or the money. I mean, you can't hold your children captive. But I wonder if it would have helped if I had done something like that. And I'll always wonder. And that's a terrible feeling.
My hips, but I haven't eaten in a week.
Just go down to the mission and eat a burrito.
I haven't eaten since I ate today for the first time since I got to town.
Well, so I guess we're gonna get to see some dung. Some Gigi.
Well, if I know shit, you'll see something anyway. I don't know.
Put a bird on the end.
Somebody buy more hamburgers. More burritos.
Just keep buying me food, I'll shit.
Go buy him a hamburger. What the fuck?
I've heard stories about rolling around in your shit and eating it and shoving the microphone up your ass. What's the point?
I'm just trying to throw shit at the people because that's the way I see them. You know, I don't really like people that much. I'm not very social. I'm not, you know, particularly up there to entertain them. I'm kind of there to make them my target. As far as I'm concerned, they're my enemy.
He was just trying to outdo what everyone else did.
He was killing himself is what he was doing.
No, it's just shit. It really is. It's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, it doesn't smell too good, you know, but it just wipes off.
Hey, my sister ain't the candy got well, the law is always on my ass. I'm on their list. But then I like to pop myself with broken glass. With destruction living like some fuck alley brat. So if we piss you off, that's just touch fucking shit.
How does heroin fit into your preparations for the lifestyle that you lead?
Any kind of drugs fit into my preparation.
Damn fucking straight on that motherfucker.
But
shit,
straight
man.
edge,
Right.
we drink, we fight, we fuck, we do drugs, anything. We don't care.
Any particular drug that you would recommend to our viewing audience?
Shoot up in our feet.
Right, anything that's free too.
Kevin was no doubt in my mind split personality. I think he's even been diagnosed as having dual personality.
He was always fighting between being Kevin and Gigi. He loved being Kevin, you know, but he couldn't be Kevin when he was in public. He had to be Gigi. I think he got himself like so deep into the Gigi thing that there was no getting out of it. It had to go further and further and further.
He used to write me hate letters. My neighbor across the way was a drug psychiatrist. And I used to bring the letters over to him, and he explained to me, you know, he said, this is not really Kevin. He said he's under the influence now because you could see the way the letters were formed.
What is it about shocking people that is so appealing to you?
I don't know. You know, I just like to do what I want to do. I like pain. I like to cut myself. I like to see how far to the edge I can go. I know sooner or later I will go over the edge.
And you guys fucking suck. So I'm here to tell you, I declare war on the fucking underground. And I am fucking roll as of 1990, October 31st. I will fucking commit suicide.
It's nothing you want to talk about.
As to whether Gigi Allen says he really intends to go through with his suicide plan remains to be seen. What the fuck remains to be seen? When I say I'm gonna fucking kill myself on October 31st, 1990, I'm gonna fucking do it. And no goddamn bullshit Boston newspaper is gonna fucking tell me that I'm crying wolf when I'm fucking dead. This fucking newspaper is full of fucking shit. Burn with it, baby. Bullfuck. Why don't I what? Why don't I what? Do what? Kill myself sooner? Because it would have pleased you too much, you fucking cunt. Come up here. Why don't you come up right up here to the mic and tell me that? Come on. Come on. You want me to? Yeah. Why didn't I kill myself sooner? Why didn't you kill yourself? Fuck you! I killed myself sooner!
seen it? Well, you're gonna have to wait.
September 1989, Gigi goes to jail.
Sitting in this room, dark and cold, four walls look to me to be hell.
He got a 3-year sentence, intent to commit bodily harm less than murder. That was the charge.
Sitting in this room, sucks so bad I might as well be off in jail.
The Hells Angels became his sponsors, and he did AA. I guess he cleaned up.
Everybody outside these walls to me seem so plastic. They seem so phony and so unreal.
I knew that the only chance I was going to get was while he was in prison to put this band together and make shit happen. And when he got out, we just started playing. That was the beginning of the Murder Junkies.
When you're in jail, I guess you're not going to get drugs and alcohol. But the minute you go back on stage again, the kids expect more and they want more. And he got right back into it again.
I was on parole at the time, and I just pretty much said fuck you to my parole agent and went out on the road anyway.
The emotions that were going on in the club, fear and anger, and you would go from everybody loving you. By the time the show was over, everybody fucking hated you.
Rock and roll is supposed to be scary. It's not supposed to be a business. But what's happened is it's turned into a business. G.G. Allen's mission goes till the end.
We couldn't really protect him. He was on his own. He was doing what he enjoyed doing. I mean, of course, if anything really happened, we would have, you know. But he was always able to take care of himself.
I know the things that he did, some of the things that he did. And I'm sure there is some that I probably don't know about, and I don't ever want to know about them. When people ask me my son's band's name, I say I don't know.
Fucking, we love him.
Big fans of Gigi.
Huge fans of Gigi Allen, the Murder Junkies, yeah.
Scumfucks.
Yeah.
He just did what the fuck he wanted to do, and he didn't give a shit about nothing. No fucking rules, no government. Even when he was on fucking parole, he said, fuck this.
Fuck authority, man. Fuck everything.
Fuck everything.
Fuck
right.
you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Don't care about anything. It's the music. It's the mentality. It's a whole lot to it.
It was G.G. Allen.
And I'm Merle Allen.
And we were the band The Murder Junkies, and we were out for revenge, and we were out to put danger back on the road. And
once he got out of prison, he realized that he had more things to do and more things to say. So he wasn't going to kill himself until he had done that.
Yeah, this is Gigi and my band, and we'll be at the club tonight.
Gigi became the biggest self-promoter in the fucking world. Think about it. This guy built himself up from nothing. Some fucking guy from New Hampshire. He would do interviews. He would talk to anybody.
You'll see me on TV next Tuesday. Watch the Jerry Springer Show. It's on NBC. I'll be on next Tuesday.
That's how he built up his name. But you still have to have the product, and you still have to be able to do all the shit that you talk. But he did all of that.
Rock and roll is the fury from within you. Rock and roll is revenge. Rock and roll is your enemy, and I'm your enemy.
Merle's still doing it, and I'm glad. I'm so happy Merle's still doing this. And the band, they're fucking great. The new singer, he's great. The whole band's great.
After Gigi died, the band was like, that's the end of that. How can we continue? But I just wanted to play, you know? I mean, I wanted to continue playing music.
Going over the parts, going over the songs, since we had a day off. Make sure I remember my beats. When we first started the band and said, you gotta make us laugh, what else? You're part of our family now, so it made me happy. Well, you always miss the old days, that's human nature. We're still going and having fun every night, plus we have our memories from the old days. Beautiful in that sense. Okay, well, I want to get back to reviewing the set, right? I would like to get back to my work here.
Keeping the band together is really hard because people still wanted it to be Gigi. So the early years were fucking hard, man. It was hard even finding a singer that really understood what we wanted to do.
Not an easy band to be in. It's not like touring with a normal band. Everybody wants to see a train wreck, you know, they want to see a car crash. You know, some people, I guess, are disappointed that we're not doing the Gigi thing. You know, I can't be that man, I'm not going to be that man. Boss is dead, man, he's been dead for 20 years.
Gigi used to do things on stage. He used to crap on stage and he'd rub it all over himself and that. I won't do that.
Dino's one of a kind. Eccentric, crazy, and barely keep his fucking life together. But he's a legend. Okay, this is done his drum solo. Now it's time to put a drumstick or two up his ass.
Go for America, go for America. Very gently. Very gently. Only a few inches. And both twist it and then pump it in and out a few times. No. Do it gently. Don't be scared.
We walked along and talked along.
We probably make more money today because back when Gigi was alive, the money that we were supposed to make would be given back to the club because Gigi broke microphones and he smashed out the fucking lights, and sometimes we would end up going home with no money.
Watch me kill the Boston girl. Fell upon her bended knees, crying, Lord, have...
After a week or two being on tour, the van that we would be traveling in would be just smelling like ash. Not that he took a dump on every show, but there were a lot of times where he was just covered with shit and blood and dirt and slime. I mean, you were getting headaches just from the smell of the van.
Beat her more and more. I beat her till the blood gushed out. Then I raped that bleeding whore. Watch me kill the Boston girl. Watch me kill the Boston girl. We walked along and
In the Gigi days, the girls that would come to our shows looked like fucking dudes. And they were tough as fucking dudes, I'll tell you, man. You didn't get any hot chicks. Very rarely you see too many hot chicks at a Gigi Allen show. Now it's like they're all over the place.
the Boston girl. Watch me kill. Watch me kill the Boston girl.
Did pretty good solo today.
Yeah. Sold some drumsticks for $20, huh?
What?
You sold some drumsticks.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's good.
In the future, I'll have to remember that and bring it back.
Don't give them away when you can sell them. People like to buy them after they've been in your butt.
Yeah, pretty funny.
It's pretty funny, right?
They always want them for free, Bud.
Well, don't give them away because people will pay them.
I don't, unless it's a
hot chick.
special circumstance.
Well, you can't give them away. You shouldn't have to give them away.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
Baltimore is the last day of our trip here. Give everybody a hug, get the fuck out of here, you know, and we'll hopefully live another year to do what we're doing next year.
It's a lot of shows, man. It's a lot of time in a van. It's a lot of time being with those guys. And they're like my fucking family. It's the only reason I'm not home now.
When I'm at home by myself at night and I'm lonely, I remember our shows and the fans being affectionate with the band and stuff, and that carries you over.
I'm ready when you guys are. Thanks. Love you too, man. Thank you. You rock. When you're in a band, it's like you only have as many friends as you are popular at the time. And I know how that is because I've been up and I've been down, and you see who your true friends are when you're down. You must be exhausted.
Not really, but I'm tired. I'm not exhausted.
Well, I could go another month.
Oh, I'd go for another month anytime. I miss your brothers. Still love them. Glad the spirit is with us.
Yeah.
Are you just living day by day, or you have any kind of like thing that you're trying to do?
Living day by day, but you know, it's a struggle, and the cops are always looking for you, and they're always looking for me.
I know, you're pretty much
It's hard to do a
now.
tour because every time we do a tour, we end up never knowing what gigs we're going to play, what gigs we're going to have to cancel, what gigs they're going to cancel on us. So we might have 10 shows, we might play 4.
You know, you should go to Europe. You're fucked here.
Well, I'm not going to get a passport. I'm a fucking convict. I have to change my whole identity. Look at me.
So you might as well, you might as well just fucking kill yourself, huh?
Well, when the time comes, yes, I will. But I'm not going to do it till I get my fucking revenge. And I get
On who? Society? You're the government, people?
Government, society, people, everybody.
Five or 6 shows into the tour, Gigi gets arrested again. Indecent exposure and public lewdness and this and that, and he was still on parole.
A so-called reality rocker who did indeed defecate on stage.
Guilty of disorderly conduct, or was he simply exercising his First Amendment rights?
The defense argued Allen was exercising his right of free expression.
This trial hinges on a constitutional question. Just how far can a performer stretch his right of free expression?
No, we have rules. We have certain levels of decency. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kevin Michael Allen, guilty of disorderly conduct as charged in the complaint.
King of the underground of rock and roll, and by them condemning me, what they're doing is condemning the whole underground scene in general, and we can't be stopped, and I won't be stopped.
It's just like, you know, this is not good. I mean, but you couldn't tell Gigi that. Okay, well, what the fuck do we do now? Gigi's gone back to serve out the remainder of his time. We wait another year. Gigi wanted to do a new album. So he was writing lyrics in prison, and we were writing music the whole year he was in prison. And when he got out of prison, he's like, let's go and make a new fucking record.
Stand up! It's time to rise! It's time for revenge! Opposition must die!
Basically, the whole time I was in prison, I was seeing psychiatrists, and they were trying to find out what made me be this person. And the whole time I was building this wall around myself like I've done throughout life, and I just blocked everything out. No amount of jail or prison time is going to stop me from being who I am.
Dino, I brought you some breakfast. Love you. So, Dino, you have a whole pile of drumsticks over there. Well, if you could find some, you could sign them. I could take them and sell them for you. And send you the money. I could make you more money probably in a week's time than you make working 70 hours a week.
Can you write Dino Sex like loves you and write Murder Junkies or something?
So next tour, hopefully Japan.
Well, yeah, I thought you said that.
January.
Is it definite yet, or?
I'm still, I mean, the dates seem to be definite, but I don't think they booked it yet. I think those are just the dates they want to have us there.
You checked with everyone, right? It's okay, right?
Everybody wants to go, yeah. How could you not be on board for Japan?
One more yet. 11. 11 is cool, right?
Love you, as always. Great tour. See you next time. I know.
I'm here in Maine because Merle totally fucked everything up.
Merle has a woman for 5 years, and that's his limit. Never any more than 5 years, and he's had Ann for 7. So he's done pretty well. Every 5 years, he chooses another woman.
What happened is he cheated on me, and so we are not together anymore.
I'm angry, I'm hurt. I just fall in love with the girls, and then he leaves them. So I lose them.
It just sucks, you know, it sucks. I am the first one to admit it.
You know what's going to happen, Merle? You're going to die a lonely old man. Nobody's going to want you.
What happened to your suicide thing?
Well, I'll tell you, I went to prison.
Mm-hmm.
And, how could I do it? But, it'll happen.
I'd rather have you around to piss people off than see you dead anytime
Well, that's
soon.
true, but, I mean, once you lay down the groundwork for everyone else to follow, and you say everything you got to say, do everything you got to do, what's the sense? Go out in a fucking blaze of fire. The ultimate ending is death, and that's the ultimate sacrifice that you can do for what you believe in. So. When I die, I don't die. My soul goes on. It's another adventure. I want to do what I want to do. Get everything done as quick as I got to do it. Get the fuck out of it. And then I can accelerate into the next life and still leave my blood here to be the blood of rock and roll. I don't want to be part of your fucking boring world. I want to do what I want to do when I want to end my life. I'm gonna fucking end it.
On my way over to see my mom, who I haven't seen in a couple of years now. It's a little more difficult to see her now that I live on the West Coast and so far away. I mean, I know she has some kind of like, you know, heartbeat thing, you know, irregularity, so I don't really know the full extent of it. I haven't even talked to my mom in probably over a month. You know, so, I mean, I'm not a very good son, I guess. Well, look who's here. Hi, Bob. Nice to see you.
Hi, sweetheart.
Oh, wow. Long time no see.
Oh, I love you.
Good to see you. Love you, too.
Oh,
So tell me what's going on with your health and your heart.
well, see, Merle, I have this, my new pacemaker. It's a pack, like a AAA batteries.
Right.
It's about,
So you're
yay.
running on...
I'm running on batteries, yeah.
Wow.
How do you like my new shoes, Merle?
Not too much.
Huh? They're Birkenstocks.
I figured they were Birkenstocks,
They're
of
Birkies.
course.
They're Birkies.
Well,
I
excuse
love
me.
them.
How do you like my new shoes? Custom made. After the tour's over, I sell everything.
I truly believe you're part Jewish.
Well, I don't know.
Everybody loves to live the life you live, Merle. Most people that do get killed,
Well, you
though.
see,
One woman kills them.
Right, but I figure if I have another 10 years of life, that would be great. I'll live it to the fullest. Kind of like Gigi said, you know, go out before you get too old and too boring.
Oh, yeah, but that's so stupid, Merle. He went too young.
But I don't want to be like, you know,
Yeah, but don't you think
older
that Gigi would like to be here now? Don't you think he'd like to be alive?
I don't think so, because he probably would be in pain. His body would be like an older person than he already would be, and, you know, with all the abuse that he did to himself. I mean, I just couldn't ever imagine him being alive to live old.
You haven't been to the cemetery.
Not yet. No.
I hope nobody did anything.
Well, nobody goes there anymore because they know there's nothing there. Most people do. A lot of people don't know.
Yeah. I went through an awful lot. Awful lot. She doesn't want to get back with you right yet?
She doesn't know what she wants to do.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I have to give her time.
She's hurt.
Of course she is. I understand.
There's always that possibility she could find somebody.
It wouldn't be the first time I let a good one get away.
Oh, my.
Maybe even something like this,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Yeah.
nice too, you know.
Yeah.
And then even this one.
Yeah.
And, you know, but that's a little too big.
Yeah, it is.
We played shows on the East Coast. And then we took 3 days off so we could record, so we could make a new record. There's really a great one that we recorded called Sucking on Your Pussy on a Friday night. It's a great song. We'll play it for you later. Yeah, and then we went to Dino's and hung out with Dino for a day.
Oh, God. What kind of a place has Dino got?
A little messy.
Is it livable? I mean...
I couldn't live there for 5 minutes, but he's part of the family. Maybe you can't stay at his place. Maybe you could take him in.
I'd rather take all my clothes off and jump off the Lunenburg Bridge.
Oh, my. Well, I guess that answers that question.
These are good. What are these, anyway?
Sucking on your pussy on a Friday night. Life is hard, and so am I. Sucking on your pussy on a Friday night.
It's good. If the lyrics were different, it would be good music.
Well, that's what makes the song, the great lyrics. Did you want to hear the one where it mentions your name?
No, it mentions my
It mentions your name. It says,
come on.
Arlita, don't stop fucking with Arlita's son. Listen. fucking with our greatest son.
Hey, Merle, is that my fault that you're such a jerk? You had a bad upbringing.
No, actually, I mean, you did raise us to know right from wrong. We just chose to go wrong. Look at how great we turned out. I mean, come on, that's a good mother right there. When you raise two children to be like me and Gigi, you did real fine.
And lived through it.
Because not too many mothers can say they raised somebody like that. So, see,
You know, that's true.
That's like a #1 Mother of the Year award. I don't know what we would have, how we would have turned out if we had been, you know, stuck in that log cabin or with our father, you know.
He was mentally not 100%. When Kevin was born, he made me name him Jesus Christ because he had seen Jesus, and Jesus said that I should name my baby that. And then I went home and told Merle, I said, this is your little brother Jesus, and he said, Gigi? So that's how Gigi got his name. And then one day I woke up and I said, well, first of all, Merle's father dug like a 10-foot hole in the cellar. And I asked him one day, I said, what are you digging that hole for? And he said, I'm going to bury you and Merle and Kevin down there.
Yeah, but something else happened, too.
Well.
Right?
Yeah.
Earlier this year, you wrote and sent out an essay called The G.G. Allen Mission, and in it, you take credit for, among other things, being Jesus Christ, God, and Satan.
I was born Jesus Christ, and I have fucked the devil. I've had some very intimate conversations with evil, and I think that evil is important, and I think it's also important to put fear in people's hearts.
I told him I was going to leave, and that was the weekend that he held the boys and I with a gun. And raped me. The boys were there, but I didn't say much because I didn't want them to know what was going on. So I didn't put up any resistance. When he took his truck and went away, I got the boys and hitchhiked down to my mother's house. He came and took Kevin back to the log cabin. I was actually worried about the boys being alone with him for reasons. I was worried to have the boys be alone with him. I had a few things that made me think that they might not be safe alone with him. I talked to the judge about it and the priest and the doctor, and everyone did agree that he couldn't have custody of them. He couldn't even see them alone. And then I went up to the town clerk and said, I want to change my son's name. What do you want to name him? Kevin Michael. And that was it. He was Kevin Michael after that. But he never stopped being Gigi.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wendy and Philip went out to score some drugs. Philip got ripped off by a bunch of faggot thugs. didn't have no balls. Bunch of pussy fucks. Bunch of cowards who wouldn't show up for me to kick their asses. Merle's making money on the t-shirt sales, and so far we haven't had to put up money to get me out of jail. Hey! Yeah! That was amazing. That was fucking great.
I hate this. I used to be able to walk 5 miles a day. That sun feels so good.
I think there were a lot of contributing factors to Gigi's death.
Kevin called me and told me he was coming to see me. He said I would like to come home and get better.
New York City, so this is the big fucking show.
3 o'clock at the gas station, right?
Gas station, Sunday. G.G.
Second
Allen, the
D.
Murder Junkies.
And I got something for you. Where's the address for gas station?
I got news and it ain't good.
Gigi was fucking ripped up to go, and he was doing coke, and he was drinking, and he was all fucking geared up.
Now when I go, you can all talk about me again. Please do.
And the show breaks out into the street. Bottles flying everywhere. It's just a madhouse. So I was like, you know, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I don't need this shit. I'm done.
We can do a show right here on the fucking street corner. Oh, do it. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Hang on.
Everybody would back
That's the fucking police, man. Let's go.
Didn't really realize that he wasn't really going to be hanging out with the people that he left with. He ended up going with a bunch of other people that probably really weren't looking out for him.
Let's go get high. Look what I got. Hey, look, we'll leave this crowd and then we'll go buy our drugs. As soon as we I want to get fucking high, man. I don't want to deal with all this fucking bullshit. I want to get fucking high. I want to get high.
Gigi's body was like tired, doing the same shit to himself, you know, every other night.
All right, get the hell out of here.
Drinking, doing all the coke that he was doing that day. I just think that his body was like worn fucking out. Everything just stood still, you know, and I was like, this can't be happening. I think about him every day, you know. It's like not a day goes by that I don't think about my brother. But you can't dwell on the misery of not having your brother anymore. You should be a tortured soul, you know. Welcome to the Museum of Death and the resurrection of Gigi Allen. Yeah. Over the last 20 years, you know, Gigi's popularity is finally growing and getting bigger, and he's becoming more popular, and he's finally getting some of the recognition that he truly deserves. And I think that having him here, you know, will just help the legacy continue, you know. And I have had Gigi's possessions since his death, and I've just decided it was time to let go of some of Gigi's things. So, without further ado, drum roller, are you ready for the resurrection of Gigi Allen? Yeah! You guys can come closer, you know, and he's not gonna throw shit at you, I promise.
This is a picture that Kevin made me while he was in jail for Mother's Day. He made the rose, he did all of it, you know, with paper, the two different kinds of paper you can see that he used. So he really put work into this. This really meant something to him. This was Kevin talking. This was not Gigi, this was Kevin. Mother, have a great day. It's been a long time. I think a lot about the time I was living upstairs and lounging around the pool. See, now, this is my Kevin. Nobody believes this, but this is the man that liked to come and sit by the pool with me. He was my little boy. My father's brother is there. Kevin is there. And I was going to be there, but I can't now because I gave Kevin my place. So what I'm going to have Merle do is I'm going to be cremated, and then he's going to come down and dig a hole and put me on top of Kevin's grave. I want to be with Kevin. So much has happened for all of us, but we are still a family. You, me, Nico, and Merle, and whoever we decide to bring into it one day. One day, we will all be able to be together again. So have a great day. You deserve it. Love, Kevin. One day we'll be together again down the cemetery. That's the only way I can be together with him is to go to the cemetery. I wouldn't take $1 million for that. Hi. Thanks for coming tonight, everybody. We love you. I think everybody loves being here. I don't know if I miss anybody. I'm Merle and Gigi's mom, Arlene. Thanks for coming and celebrating the 20 years of Kevin's death. We really appreciate it. We love you for it. Thank you. Thank you. It's my honor. Thank you. terrible.
When I die, put that bottle in my hand.